All right, all right. Come on in the room, everybody. Come on in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Extra Crispy, Extra Wet podcast hosted by us, the Young Aunties. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Now, we are down here in the South, Atlanta to be exact. And down here, we think it's rude to walk in the room and not introduce yourself. So we're going to start with that. Kay, kick us off.
What's going on, everybody? It's Auntie Kirby, aka Where's Kirby Ann, aka the West Side Wood Nymph, and I'm checking in from the SWATs as usual.
Yes, and we all need that shooter on our team.
Yes, Kaylee, aka Killer Kaylee with no kills, aka the original Kaylee, established in 1985. Hashtag stop gentrifying my name, y'all.
Stop doing it. Y'all gonna stop. All right, and this is it for the aunties today, y'all. As we always tell you, the aunties have jobs.
You know
We
what
do
we
our
try
best to be here. We got a lot of jobs. We do a lot of stuff around here. We do our best to be here, but sometimes other things take precedent. But we're gonna hold it down, and we're gonna have some good conversation and communicate. Oh, all right, let's get it. Y'all
You
know
gotta
how we start
introduce
every
yourself,
show.
Auntie.
You're not gonna introduce yourself?
Oh, my bad. Y'all know who it is. It's your favorite homegirl from the old school. I thought you when we put it on you.
Period.
Thank y'all. I be getting ahead of myself. All right, y'all know how we start every show. We're gonna get that wing order of the day. Auntie Kirby, what's on the plate?
You know what? Today, because Mother Nature decided that she was gonna come swoop down like woo, all up on my timeline today, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm actually just gonna get some salt and pepper wings, extra crispy, with a side of. I'm not even gonna do anything milk based because hashtag period. I'm gonna do like a side of like sweet, just like something sweet, like a maple brown sugar sauce or something like that, just to have a little bit of something in there. I'm gonna do a salad, a whole bunch of water, and then I'm gonna do some hot tea, specifically some raspberry tea, because Mama got to get things relaxed around here.
Understood that. Did a little like our homie say, fry hard, salt and pepper.
Period. Shout out to Chatel.
There we go. Beers and white toes, we see y'all. Auntie Kaylee, what you got for us?
I am going to go with some chicken tenders. Yeah, oven baked, and with a side sauce. So I make my own little sauce sometimes. Mayonnaise, ketchup, and some hot sauce. Very, very hot sauce, like the Scotch bonnet or Scorpion.
Yeah, because you
Mix it
like
all
that
together.
spice.
Delicious. So, and then
You like
water. I'm also filling the
you
water.
like that heat.
I do. I love the
You
heat.
really like that heat.
I
Y'all,
do.
if y'all don't know, if you want to know about the heat, talk to Kaylee because I'm talking about can't get hot enough. And then you got Auntie Kirby, who's Nigerian, and they used to put Scotch bonnets in her cereal in the morning. So, they just grew up eating this stuff. I'm not with it, but they got it. Y'all talk to them about the spice. They got y'all.
Like,
All right. What am I having? I'm thinking. I think when I heard you say something about that sweet sauce, I gotta go with my sweet brown sugar wings.
yeah, some
Yeah,
smoking.
gotta get those. I am gonna get me some blue cheese, so the chunky blue cheese to go with it. But might not even use too much of it because that sauce do be hitting all on its own. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that sweet brown sugar wings. All right, look like the aunties is gonna be eating good today. And it is time for Auntie of the Week. Jazzy not here, but we're gonna always hold it down. Auntie Kirby, I think you had a good one for us.
Yes, Dr. Evangeline Hudson. She is the founder and chief strategist of Evangeline Worldwide, an entity created to empower first generation scholars and graduates across the globe. She was raised by a single mother in a low socioeconomic household and became a first generation college graduate, earning a PhD at the age of 28. Shout out to you, girl. Today, she's an entrepreneur, international speaker, and podcast host, as well as author that has touched and transforms the lives of thousands through her work and first gen enterprise. She actually is closing in on 100,000 downloads across 85 countries with her podcast. On her show, The First Gen Lounge, she inspires, empowers, and uplifts first generation graduates as they navigate life and entrepreneurship. And as she's expanding her empire, she also launched the First Gen Shop in 2021, offering apparel that speaks to the masses. She consistently inspires and empowers. She's an advocate for answering the call and leading a legacy of first generation students and entrepreneurs who will make a measurable impact that will be felt around the world. So shout out to you, Auntie Evangeline, aka Eve, Dr. Eve Hudson. We appreciate you.
Love that. I didn't realize she had a podcast. I just had to write it down so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could go in and check that out.
yeah. Shout out to her.
All right, y'all. You know what time it is? Time to get into that good old menu. You know what we do. Atlanta is always at the top. We got some good ones for y'all today. Auntie Kaylee, I'm gonna turn it over to you, ma'am. What's going on in Atlanta?
Karen's gone wild in Atlanta, of all places.
In Atlanta, of
Yeah,
all places. Yes.
yeah. So, this story went viral after two white women prohibited a black delivery man from leaving their premises after he dropped off a fridge at their home, but did not take the refrigerator inside the home because they didn't, get this, pay for that service. So he placed the box on their porch, tried to leave. One woman laid out in front of his delivery van while simultaneously calling customer service to complain about his service. So
Oh my
that is a
God.
crime. You cannot prohibit someone from leaving your premises. That would be considered kidnapping. I'm not sure if any of these or either of these women were arrested. Also, just pay for the service, or maybe if you just asked him politely, maybe he would have hooked you up or whatever. But how do y'all feel about this?
Go ahead, Auntie Kirby.
Okay. First of all,
Yeah, because your face was like, what?
because I'm just very confused. Number one, why would you not pay for the installation service? You weak bitch. You know you ain't got the arms for the foolishness. And then you got the audacity, the unmitigated motherfucking gall to lay in front of somebody's car. If he had rolled over you and smashed your guts into the street, he would have been well within his rights. How dare you? And I think I did catch a little clip of that. I didn't know that that's what it was, but didn't she have like a little homegirl standing up there cheering her on with the bullshit? Do Jesus. Don't nobody have time for that. And if the refrigerator, first of all, refrigerators nowadays are $1,500 and more. You've got the money for the extra $50 or $100 for installation, so they can push it in your house and hook the little cord up so you can get the water in your ice maker and put the little bars and handles and them little trays on the inside. I know this because I've bought a refrigerator within the last year or so. So I don't. Or why did you buy a refrigerator from a place that don't provide free installation? Like, but you got customer service number, but you didn't know the number to the people to get it installed. I'm just very, very, you know what? Karens, come to the front of the congregation, my loves. Y'all gonna have to chill the fuck out. Y'all really gonna have to chill the fuck out. Because y'all gonna fuck around and find out. Keep on playing with folks. Like I said, if that man had rolled over you with what I'm pretty sure was like 10-ton tires, because if he delivering a refrigerator, that's a big ass truck that he's driving around. What can Brown do for you? Don't shit yourself fucking around with people. Stop playing, Karen. Mm-mm.
Agreed. This is crazy. First of all, let me say this. If he didn't press charges, he needs to.
Absolutely.
Because that's the kind of stuff that needs to happen to start getting these people accountable, and maybe they'll think twice before they do stupid stuff like this. Like Auntie Kelly said, if you ask nicely, he may have, if he had time, may have helped you. He may have even come back later and said, I can't do it right now, ma'am, but I'll come back after I get these other deliveries done because I got to be on time, and I'll come hook it up for you. But common sense, when you get certain appliances or things delivered, you need to go ahead and pay for the white glove service for them to come on in, assemble something that needs to be assembled, or put it where it needs to go and hook it up. Because I know it's certain stuff I cannot lift on my own. I wouldn't even be able to bring it in from the porch into the house. So you just pay for that, but to ask those questions ahead of time. Is delivery included? How much is delivery? Although it's usually already spelled out right there when you're ordering it. And then you have the option to click to add that service or not. And it is typically an extra $100 or so for most white glove services. That's what I call them. She needs to be prosecuted.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna need people to record. I need us all to start having at least one device for recording and one for calling the police, because this is ridiculous. I cannot believe. No, I can believe that this happened.
Y'all calling the police on bird watchers. Y'all calling the police on folks grilling in the park. Y'all calling the police on folks that actually. I think there was one time when a man was literally the USPS man and was delivering mail, and she said, "You looking real unfamiliar," and called the police on him.
Yeah, because there have been several cases like this where people have prevented delivery people from leaving the premises or prevented people from leaving all kind of other places by blocking them with their body. My thing is, I would be terrified in this situation if somebody was holding me hostage, literally kidnapping me, in real time. And I don't know if I would blame somebody if they would have run her over out of sheer terror
I
and
would.
fear. And I would just hope that somebody would be able to get legal counsel and be able to articulate why they had to do what they had to do. Because I imagine if that was my son or my boyfriend or my husband, my father, or anyone else that I was like, I would be scared for them to be in that situation. And knowing that if you're willing to do that, I think you would make false accusations and say that they did things that they did not do. And honestly, after that, nobody should even be comfortable going in those people's houses, putting anything in there or delivering anything there from now on. They need to be put on a watch list, a do not deliver list. Y'all gonna have to go pick up all y'all shit from the store from now on, because ain't nobody coming over there.
I mean, and also, like, what if a neighbor came out mid Karen on the ground? I don't know if his truck was started or not, but what if someone came out and misinterpreted the scene and thought that he was about to run this woman over or something like that, and he got hurt or shot? This is Georgia. People got guns.
Yeah.
Or if a police officer happened to stroll by or whatever, like, you're putting that man's life in just a danger that's just unnecessary, ridiculous. Also, ma'am, you knew you didn't know how to install no goddamn fridge. Like, I don't know how to install a refrigerator, and if there's one thing in my house that I want professional help with, it would definitely be the refrigerator. I need to know where someone who knows what they're doing needs to be plugging the
Yeah,
thing into the
exactly.
thing.
Like you
Yeah.
said, they test your stuff and make sure it works. And
Yeah.
if it didn't, they would take it back right then and go ahead and process either getting a new one over there or getting your money back. Anyway, this is crazy. And this is how we're kicking off Atlanta. Karen's is out of control.
This is
All right. Up next, earlier this month at the Mall of Georgia, a man asked an employee at the Van shoe store, to help find an item. The employee went to go find the item. While they were getting the item, the man exposed himself and rubbed his body up against the employee and ran out of the store. Ridiculous. Now, apparently, according to investigators, he's done this several times. They've had several other complaints of the exact same thing. Even one as recent as early March. I know specifically they pointed out that was extremely similar. When I did a little research, I found all the way back to October 2021 incidents of the exact same thing. They have the man on video surveillance, so they know what he looks like. If y'all go, please look. Aunties and uncles, and look, and especially if you or someone you know or love works in retail, make sure that they see this. So if they see this man, law enforcement is asking that you call them and let them know, and just be hyper vigilant and aware that there is someone out here, specifically in Georgia, doing this really concerns me, especially because there are a lot of young people that work in retail, and they may not know how to, or that they can report things like this. So where y'all at, ladies? I mean, does this concern you? They said it hasn't done it to customers that they know of. Again, people have to report things for us to know them, but they do know that this has been several incidences with employees. Auntie Kaylee, you gonna think twice before going in the Van store or any other store?
I do most of my shopping online these days. And not for that reason, but I guess I'm gonna add that to the list. That's disgusting. I don't know what's up with this dude. I mean, there's some people out there that have that perversion. He's lucky he didn't come upon the person with the right reflexes. Because I mean, honestly, if you put yourself in that situation, I mean, it's just so weird and unexpected.
Shocking.
Yeah, that most people be like, what the, and by the time you like even realize what's happening, like the person's like out, but it's just like, dude, get help. you know, if you don't get help here, please get help somewhere. That's all I gotta say.
Kirby, what you you just look perplexed. What are your thoughts?
I just want to let anyone know that sees this. If you expose yourself to me in public, I have a very sharp blade that I carry with me. I will castrate you. Okay. Um, but seriously, that's really disgusting. And I know that the first thought would probably be, well, he probably has a mental illness. I don't give a fuck. You don't do that. That's disgusting. It is perverted. It is disrespectful. I don't know what kind of disease you got. You maybe didn't even shake your dick when you peed. So like, just don't do that. That's not like what. And as an ex retail worker, I've definitely witnessed some wild stuff happen while at work. Most of the time, it was just interactions, people cussing people out, people cussing out our managers and stuff like that. I unfortunately have also seen a black man get tased and put a knee put in his back by Cobb County Police. Yes, I'm calling y'all out. Um, I just this is just unnecessarily overwhelming. If I'm not mistaken, you said this happened at Mall of Georgia, so that's Buford, Georgia, and that's a part of Georgia that unfortunately, if you're black, you don't want to be caught in after a certain time of day. Even though there's plenty of black people up there, but it doesn't change the fact that Hall County Police is on that fool la la. Um, it's just, and I'm also concerned, like y'all got this man on camera, so y'all don't have no cameras in the rest of the mall to see what exit he went out of and possibly what car he got in. Like, can't nobody figure out who this man is? Like, this is one of them moments where I'm just like, I need an Inspector Gadget to help us out. Let's figure this out. Because he one of the type of people, forget the police. He just need to get jumped one good time and he won't come to the mall no more. Somebody need to just go ahead and put a knee in that rib cage one good time. And then all this can be over. He can rub his own dick at home by himself.
Well, as we know, eventually people's luck runs out. And you only got to get that one that didn't get caught off guard too much, and them reflexes jump in, and there's enough people around that it's about that action.
Listen, I've had to use it on somebody before, and he was so surprised that I would actually have the audacity to spray him in his eyes when he had already touched me multiple times without my permission. And I said, "Stop touching me." And I eventually pepper sprayed him. He called me all the bees and everything but a child of God. But guess who was outside burning? Not me.
So y'all stay aware, stay alert, stay alive, be careful out there. Auntie Kirby, we made a list.
Girl. So there is a website called Lonely Planet. It was a company that actually was founded in 1973 by Tony and Maureen Wheeler. The purpose is it's basically a travel guidebook, and it's evolved into a website. Well, Lonely Planet decided to do something very interesting and put Atlanta as the only American city that's in their top 10 list to visit this year. They cited things like being hot Atlanta and the bedrock of the civil rights movement, and how you can see MLK's home, and how it's a city in the forest with natural boundaries and controlled development, which is a lie. 343 parks and all kinds of different fried green refinement, talking about our museums and our food. And everybody that saw the story was just very confused and perturbed, because they're like, those of us that are from Atlanta and live in Atlanta know good and damn well there are so many other places you could visit. And don't get me wrong, I love my city. I ride for my city. I'm a SWAT's resider, even though that may change at some point. But still, Atlanta is the only American city that meets y'all requirements. I've always been very confused. I ask people from out of town all the time, "What brought you here?" "Oh, Atlanta's real nice and it's cool, and you can get lower rent here," even though I don't think that that's true anymore, because a one bedroom in the city is about $2,200 these days. It's pretty expensive as far as I'm concerned. We're real close to San Francisco prices. But apparently people love the restaurants. They like the Beltline, Ponce City Market, and all this other gentrified food, la. So y'all have fun. As far as I'm concerned, hot Atlanta's a little too damn hot right about now. Some of y'all need to go home, okay? Wherever you came from, Cleveland, Florida, out west, it don't matter. Go home. Like there's nothing here. But I will say this: it's an honor, because Lonely Planet is a big travel guide. It's a very popular one, so it is an honor for Atlanta to be on that list. But it's a little confusing to me. How do y'all feel about it?
I feel like if I didn't grow up around here, I probably would be excited to come visit here. I think I would probably want to see like the historical part of it first. And then the fun parts, people want to go to the Coca-Cola factory, the aquarium, they want to see what is underground Atlanta, and they'll quickly see it's not that much. They maybe want to go to see some sports teams that are pretty popular. A lot of the restaurants, and then we do kind of have that nature side because we're in Georgia as well, so they can kind of go outside of it, the actual Atlanta proper, and go see some things around here. But I do want to say, for all of y'all who are ready to come visit, we full. Okay, we are full. Stop clogging up our streets. We try to get places and we can't get there. Okay, Atlanta is full. Georgia is full. So we appreciate y'all. We appreciate your dollars helping our economy, but come for a good time, not a long time. Okay.
I mean, I moved out here from Nevada, Vegas in 2008. And so for me, I really do love Atlanta. And I've thought about other places that I want to live or move. Like, I don't like cold, so that's out. So love Atlanta for the weather. And I really do think it has a great mix of nature, if you're into that. It has the city, if you're into that. It has, the spoken word, all the concerts come here, comedy shows, you have the arts. There's diversity. I've never lived in a place. So I was born in Missouri and then also lived in North Dakota and then moved to Nevada. Not a lot of diversity. And so this is like the first place where, I've seen Black people really prospering. This is really sad to say, but I had my first teacher or professor, Black professor, was in law school. So I had never, ever had a Black teacher in my life until coming to Atlanta. I really do think that's important, not only for Black people to see, but also for people from other races, also to see Black people prospering and other races prospering as well. You go out there, Buford Highway, with all the different restaurants out there. If you go up to Gwinnett County, they have a lot of Asian restaurants, also Mexican, Latino restaurants and all of that. I think Atlanta is an awesome, awesome city. And I am glad to be here. But yeah, no, we don't need any more people. We really don't. I really do have things to do, people to see, and y'all really are fucking up the vibe a little bit.
Yeah. The population and everything has changed a lot in the last few years. It has really, yeah.
And the roads haven't. So
yeah, it's like we haven't caught up to it. It happened.
Kind of a point. We're giving LA vibes now, and that's what
right.
I hear.
Congested.
I hear you. Yes, Atlanta is definitely the mecca for a lot of culture and different types of experiences. But we are very much giving San Francisco Bay Area, LA vibes these days. All these tech companies have swooped in on some woo, we taking over. It's just
without the salaries to match too, because out in California they pay people.
Period.
They talk about, people complain about prices out in California, but they pay. The salary does more so match up with the cost of living. Exactly. LA has not. So you got people out there making $35,000, and rent is $2,000.
Or in the tech industry, you're giving folks $50,000 and $60,000 to try to live in it with Atlanta, San Francisco, LA prices. Meanwhile, the people in San Francisco and LA are making anywhere from $150 to $180 for the same job. So y'all. Let's figure this out. It's bad enough that as an entire country, we've had issue with wages keeping up with inflation and with growth. We don't need to do that in a place like Atlanta, where you have to have a car to drive, where we don't have great public transportation, and where the public transportation we have is not super duper convenient to a lot of the places that people actually need to be and go. So, I don't hate my city, but I don't. Lonely Planet, thank you so much. We appreciate the award.
Well, speaking of appreciation, Chad Dillon of the Boiler Seafood decided to go think outside of the box and go take his talents directly to the inmates in Atlanta. So he went to the Atlanta Reentry Prison and he hosted what was pretty much a Shark Tank episode in the facility, where he allowed inmates to pitch their business ideas to him, and he picked the top 5 and he pledged $2,000 to each of them to help with their business startup. what do you ladies think? Do you think this is great for reentry? Do you think if more things like this happened, it would help with reducing recidivism? Or do you think that there are law abiding citizens that aren't getting these breaks and they should get them first?
Did you say
Kirby?
2,000?
2,000. So he came with 10,000 and he said, I'm going to break it up for
Okay.
5 people and give them 2,000 each just to help them start on their way. So he's not financing your whole business. He just wanted to give them a little something to get it started, get it going.
Here's the thing. The American justice system has a problem with lack of rehabilitation options as it relates to our incarcerated population. So I'm kind of all here for it. While I do get it, like, yes, there are people who did not commit crimes that need money to start their businesses as well. But I'm not mad at it. Matter of fact, it reminds me a couple years back where some gang members from California started Crips-Cola and some other type of like soda for the Bloods and the Crips, and how that helped to get people, into a workspace and into something that was positive and that could, positively impact their community and help get money in their pockets. Because I mean, ultimately, not having money is a big part of the reason why recidivism is an issue. If you come outside, you got a felony, you can't get a regular job, you might go back to doing what you did before, or possibly doing worse than what you did before, which will send you right back in. Even though, I mean, to a certain degree, parts of our justice system are perfectly fine with that because #slave labor. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel like this is good news. It's a positive opportunity to get these people, a better start and possibly increase the potential for them not to go back to jail because they have something constructive and money making to do. I just hope that, they are also providing financial business services to them so that they don't blow that $2,000 on the wrong things or any of the other funds that they may receive on the wrong things in the process of starting to get their business started. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also here for it. Can't hate, he had 10 grand if that's what he wants to, put his money into. And as Auntie Kirby said, I mean, yeah, the justice system and the prison industrial complex here, it's all about it's a punitive system, not rehabilitative. So I mean, I hope that I hope he vetted the people that he gave this money to. I will say that 2 grand to start a business is not a lot. So I don't know how far you can make. Oh, sorry, how far you can make $2,000 stretch. Um, but I mean, hey, I hope that they can flip it in a legitimate way to grow whatever companies and businesses that they have. So I'm here.
Agreed. Well, from the prison to someone who might be going to prison.
Girl, the ghetto. So this story really tickled me, and we'll probably post some of these pictures on the on Instagram. Yo, a man disguised as a grandma robbed a bank in Henry County recently. So this is down in McDonough, Georgia. For anybody who doesn't know where McDonough is, it's a few about maybe 30 miles south of Atlanta. It's a nice little suburb. And there's actually a search underway currently for this man. He actually entered a Chase Bank at 323 Jonesboro Road Monday and presented a note to the teller demanding money while claiming that he had a gun. After receiving the money, they left the bank and fled in a newer model white SUV, potentially a Lexus, but there was no tag display. So, of course, they're not able to find out, whose car it was currently. The person was described as a black male, approximately 6 feet tall and slender, and was wearing a floral dress, white sneakers, orange latex style gloves, and a white wig, and also wearing a black mask over his face. And y'all, I just... I've had very serious issues in the past about the Tyler Perrys of the world and situations where people like Jamie Foxx or Martin or other folks have dressed up as Black women as a means of comedic. And it's just, but I just couldn't help but laugh at this because you 6 feet tall and slim. Who's grandma? Who's grandma? Now, yes, there are plenty of tall Black women out here, but who's grandma in Atlanta and McDonough, to be specific, is 6 feet tall and slender and has a pure white situation going on top of her head? And we can see your forearms as well. You should have got one of them long church dresses if you really wanted to be. You should have came at it with Pentecostal. But it's like, we still dressing up to rob banks. And how much money could you really, really get from robbing a bank at this point. Most of the time, the tellers, like, if it's big money, they don't keep that up front anymore. But it just tickled me deeply because I'm just like, y'all, we got time to go to Party City and get dressed up like it's Halloween to go rob banks. Like, how would y'all feel if y'all was a teller and somebody's OG ran up on y'all and you look up and realize, oh, that's not an OG? I couldn't.
Like you said, this 6 foot tall. If you see the pictures,
It's
orange gloves, 6 foot tall, floral, this crazy looking wig. Everybody should have been looking at this man.
like he looked like he run
Man,
track. He really looked like he run track. Like, it's
listen.
Orange gloves. Like, where do you even get orange gloves? I've never even seen a pair of orange gloves.
maybe, he ordered it from the same place he got his church dress from to match. I'm not sure.
It reminds me of when I saw the pictures. Y'all remember back in the day that one basketball player, was it Larry Johnson? Who
They
used
did the
to, like,
commercials. Yes.
he used to dress like the grandma and be
Oh yeah,
Dunking on everybody. Yeah.
I forgot
like,
about that.
sir, what are you doing? I
That's
don't know.
exactly what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like. I ain't gonna lie. People probably was scared because they was like, "This a trans grandma. We don't want to say nothing."
We don't want to offend you, but you're
Yeah,
also
so I'm gonna look. I'm gonna act like
Robin.
I don't see this
Oh, I did not.
looking crazy right here because I don't want no smoke.
Y'all are too much. It was, and it's a nice little floral dress. I cut it up a different way. I might would consider it, but I just was like, really, this is where we at with it.
Get a job.
Like, right, please. If
That
you can
part.
dress up like grandma, you right down the street from Tyler Perry Studios. Go do an audition or something. You got all these movies and TV shows getting shot in Atlanta. You could make way more money as an extra instead of trying to rob a Chase Bank in McDonough, Georgia. Like, boy, grow up. Very much was giving crap on the energy. I'm like, okay, y'all, this is what we're doing now. All right, fine.
Well, some people rob banks, other people rob elections. Auntie
Yeah.
Kaylee, help us out with this one.
So the Atlanta Journal-Constitution released the current polling numbers for the upcoming election. In the gubernatorial race, Brian Kemp currently has 48% of the vote, while Stacey Abrams has 43% of the vote. And a man by the name of Shane Hazel, whoever the fuck that is, has 1% of the vote. In the Senate race, Raphael Warnock has 46% of the vote, and Auntie Nick's main man Herschel Walker has 43% of the vote. How do y'all feel about this? I was definitely okay. I'm not surprised by the Kemp Abrams numbers. I'm not surprised by that. I really do hope that there is a surge. Come on, y'all, please vote. Please vote. Kemp is so corrupt. Get him out of the office. Okay, please. All right. But Warnock and Walker, I feel like anyone who votes for Herschel Walker, automatic psychological evaluation. Something is wrong. You should be disqualified from being able to vote. That also probably would knock down some of Kemp's numbers as well. But if you feel like Walker is your candidate, yeah, you need to walk on by that poll. Like, no, you can't cast that vote. You just can't. How y'all feel about it, Auntie Nick?
Listen, they voted for Trump, so they'll vote for Herschel Walker. And that's the scary thing to me because everything this man says and does is literally a song and dance of why you should not vote for me. He's ridiculous. He's so ridiculous. He's entertaining. I would be so terrified. Again, like I'm scared. Earth is really scary right now because if this man gets into office as an elected official for Georgia, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And he really thinks he's really intelligent. I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked.
They're going to have to remove us from the top 4, or whatever, that list of cities to visit if he gets placed in office. Like,
Oh
that's
my God.
disqualified from the list.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's very much giving black on black crime. Y'all, okay, those who may not know who Herschel Walker is, he was a big time football player at UGA back in the day. He was a running back. My grandmother was obsessed with him. I actually met him at Kmart and got a football signed by him. It's probably somewhere in this house, and if it is, I'm gonna blow it up.
Don't do that. Don't do that, girl. Preserve it and sell it. Get the money. Shit.
Okay, fair. But it's just so here's the thing: people got to understand CTE is a serious thing, and a lot of these men that then got ran over enough times in the NFL or in college level football, they got serious brain damage. And like Auntie Nick was saying, Herschel Walker is not outside of that clique. That's in fact his main clique. It is very clear when he talks, how he communicates. And also he's a thief. He was out here taking veterans' money, whether it was doing scams with their medical insurance, or I think sometimes even their life insurance, and telling them, oh yeah, we're gonna take care of you, and making like different homes, old people homes for, or elderly homes for veterans, and taking their money and not giving them the necessary services. Like, he's super duper corrupt. On top of the fact that he had the audacity to tell a group of white people that they weren't racist, that they would only be racist if they was born in the late 1800s or something like that. And I was like, this is what we're doing. This is your hero. This is your guy. Like, and don't get me wrong, you know, God bless Raphael Warnock. He's a nice little pastor from somewhere in South Georgia, Morehouse graduate. He a little off too. We talk about that at a different time. But at least Raphael got enough sense to be able to actually do political action and have political discourse that doesn't involve a bunch of stumbling, fumbling, and racial and racism denial. Like, it's really ghetto out here. Like you said, Anthony, Earth is ghetto, ready to leave.
I'm ready to go back to my home planet because I don't think I belong here no more.
Uranus is calling.
Oh wow. Okay, so from one piece of shit to another, a video of a mother irate at a daycare center has gone viral. The mother seems to have arrived to pick her child up and found that her daughter had been sitting in her feces all day.
Oh my God.
Or a good portion of the day. The video shows the little girl's costume dress smeared with doo-doo. And the mother talking to some employee at the daycare center, trying to find out why no one called her. The mother even stated that she smelled like shit. During the confrontation, the mother stated there had been previous 7 other incidents prior to this one at the center. So I found the mom made a follow-up video identifying the center as KinderCare, because I was wondering where is this place? It's KinderCare. And she pointed out the center's app where they communicate what's needed, like if somebody's low on changing clothes, diapers, wipes, so everything that you have to pack for a child that could possibly soil themselves or have accidents or something that little children do. And I think that there was nothing previously said, clicked on saying that she needed something, but they did put a note, I think that day, saying, hey, little girl got, soiled on her clothes. So the mother said they did do that, but no one called because you don't know if I'm going to see that immediately, but this is an immediate need. Why did no one call me and say that my child got feces on herself and she's sitting in it? And that is what upset her. She also mentioned a previous incident where allegedly a strange man was able to come into the center and ask for her daughter. Although only the mother had ever picked the child up. No one else, according to mom, had ever picked their child up. They didn't check his ID and they gave him her daughter without question, and he left with her daughter. Now, luckily, this was a test that the mother set up to see what would happen. If it was, so she knew the man, she had him go in there, and she was hoping that they would not give him her daughter, but they did. If this was real, she would have probably never seen her daughter again. Now she admits after that she should have never let her daughter back in there, but she did. You guys, what do y'all think about this? If this was your child, what would you be thinking? Is the center at fault? Is the mother at fault? Or is it on both of them?
Both of them.
Like, let me start with the center because that's the actual business. KinderCare y'all, why do you still have a business license to operate? Why have there been no lawsuits? Because if you did it to her child, you did it to somebody else's child too. Like, uh, pushing y'all to the side. Ma'am, this is your child. Why is your child still going to this particular kinder care center? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or classist or elitist or hyper capitalist, but you couldn't find nowhere else to put her. All the child care is expensive no matter where you go. So there was nothing else in the neighborhood, nothing near your job that you could have switched to, nothing at all. And you are running experiments using your child as a part of experiments in the process. Neither one of them are all right, as far as I'm concerned. And I saw a little clip of the video. Forget sitting in her feces. The feces was all in the dress. It was smeared everywhere, everywhere. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not. Y'all parents, y'all business owners, the lady she was arguing with, talking about somebody let you say your piece. And the fact that you let somebody's kid run around shitty all day, she could have gotten sick or made other children in there sick. And then y'all would have had a class action lawsuit on your hands.
She could have got an infection.
All of the
If
above.
that got inside of her. Like, come on now.
And kids put their hands in their mouths all day long. So I don't.
There's no excuse. I don't understand how you run a daycare center, and I don't care if you notify the mom that that your child had an accident, whatever. Why don't you have those supplies? I know y'all had a wipe and a spare change of at least a pull up, or you should have a pack of underwear for kids who are older or beyond that age. Like, that is just absolutely ridiculous, disgusting. However, mama, 7 different instances. What were you waiting on? So are you trying to exactly, are you trying to I guess build a case for a lawsuit? Like, what is the goal here? Because in the process of that, you are traumatizing your child. You're potentially putting your child in harm's way. I don't know how familiar that child was with the man who she had pick up her child in that experiment. But that would be very confusing also. I mean, kids get into routines. So even if she knew who the man was, that could be unsettling for a kid. Like, where's my mom? Like, what's going on? Why you over here running like, tests? Yeah, everybody needs to do better. Everybody needs to do better. And I hope everyone unenrolls their kid out of that daycare center, and that they go bankrupt. And had that been me, I would have stripped my child down in that lobby, would have taken all that stuff down, would have mashed all her shitty, you know, garments into the carpet, taking my child to the bathroom, washed her out because she ain't getting up in my car covered in shit. That ain't happening. Yeah, they would have just had to deal with it.
Somebody would have got fought fucking with my kid, but whatever.
Somebody getting fired.
All right. Moving along. That was just horrible and disgusting. I don't understand how that happened either. Like you said, somebody had something. I would have went to the store myself. Like, look, I'm gonna just get this child something to put on until her mama get here and clean her up, and we'll discuss it when she gets here. And how did the shit get everywhere? Like, what was going on? Did the girl just poop on herself and smell? We need answers anyway. Okay. Bishop Lamar Whitehead, we've been hearing his name so much lately, went online and joined the Larry Reid Show to defend himself following the armed robbery of his church that went live stream during a church service. The bishop felt that the two hosts made fun of the robbery and the physical state of his church, saying the backdrops looked like they were hung up with thumbtacks, while the bishop and his wife allegedly were wearing about $1 million worth of jewelry and drive expensive cars. Bishop Whitehead verbally attacked Larry and his co-host Genesis Warren. I think is she a pastor as well?
I have no idea.
Or she does something in that realm in the church or something.
Based off of what
he called Larry the F word that rhymes with maggot. He called him an ugly homosexual. He size shamed Genesis, calling her a fat blimp, Biggie Smalls and Biggie Big. Whitehead stated that as long as God got me, I don't need none of you. The bishop seemed to be very proud of himself. for how he acted, all his curse words and ugly things that he spouted at them, as he called violating the two, and he said that they can get it anytime. This was his response, that he felt that they were making fun of a gun being pulled out on him, his family, his kids, his church. Whitehead, Reed, and Warren kept trying to jump in and saying that's not what we were laughing at. We were not laughing at that. That's not funny. Larry Reed continued to say, we're so sorry that happened to, your family and stuff. We were not making fun of a gun being pulled on them or put to your head or anything like that. That's just not true. The bishop kept saying that he did nothing but respect Larry, and I don't know, and he kept saying fat things to the lady. He never called her by her name. She stopped talking and just let him have it, and just said, she said, you don't respect women, and she didn't have anything else to talk to him about. And Larry just kind of like realized, this is who you are. You're doing my job for me. This is gonna be viral as well. What did y'all think? I mean, do you think Lamar Whitehead has a point? Was he right in coming in, saying, hey, I don't appreciate that? Or y'all got y'all good eye on Lamar Whitehead?
I definitely got my good eye on him. He came up in there definitely acting not like a child of God. So I don't know, if I was a congregant of his church, I would be finding a new church home. Absolutely. How he behaved was terrible. He should be ashamed of himself in his Spike Lee costume. Like, I was like, is that Spike Lee on it? Yell at these people. I was like, why he dressed like that? But like, no, he just had like a Spike Lee costume on. He's also been to prison for thievery in the past. And there's other allegations against him for stealing from his church member. So yeah, I don't know how you call yourself a man of God and want to have a lead your sheep when you're out here dropping F-bombs, when you're body shaming people. Yeah, that was totally, I mean, and the way he discounted her, not just because of her size, I do feel like it was because of her size and because she was a woman also. Like, he wasn't even willing to address her at all, cut her out of the conversation. I'm glad she did not hop in and feel the need to defend herself, because there is no sense in arguing with fools. I felt like the host of the show, he did a good job defending himself. Also, when the man was trying to accuse the man of the host, when the bishop was accusing the host of being a homosexual, the man said, I am not a homosexual. I actually was assaulted when I was younger. Yeah, he was just wrong on so many levels. So many levels.
Yeah.
Bishop Lamar Whitehead, that's his name. He seems like a whitehead on Black America's face at this point. I just wish somebody would pop him. And drain it and get the core out, so that it can heal and move on.
Amen.
I'm not going to be one of those people that says that one Black man's behavior is representative of all Black men. But come get your homeboy. Come get him. Tie him down, have a conversation with him, give him a hug. He needs one. Clearly, somebody didn't hug him. Somebody didn't show him any love as a child. Somebody never showed him the right way in this life. And how to be a good person with has self-respect and any level of integrity. And even if these were just antics for the internet, which I think that's what it was, he wanted that level of attention. And sorry, you did use command hooks to put that stuff up in that church. Anybody could see that. And the fact that you would allow your parishioners to be scared in that way, because there were some people in the back that were not moving at all. If somebody comes into a sanctuary with a gun, I am exiting swiftly, okay? Running a zigzag. Anybody that know anybody's got a gun on you, you got to hit it with this. You got to be a moving target. But it was people sitting still. So to me, it looks real conspiracy, real fishy. Something's not right about that whole entire situation. But to get on Al Gore and Beyonce's internet and act a clown like that and call somebody the F word in 2022, and like you said, Auntie Kayla, be out here fat shaming somebody, which I would love to see your mother, Bishop Lamar, since you hate fat people so much. Because it's funny to me Black men in particular always, when they have vitriol towards fat women, tend to come from a fat woman or a line of fat women who breastfed your stupid ass. But that's neither here nor there.
Probably got a congregation full of fat women.
Yeah, because we all know that most Christian congregations are 70% Black women, at least in Black churches. So, it's fine. I hope you get your jewelry back, because that's probably the only wealth that you'll have after this. Because anybody that sees this and go to your church, they're going straight to the corner of the VIP section of hell with you. Enjoy.
Yeah, this man got a lot going on. He, like Kelly said, he has a criminal record. I feel like he found a legal hustle through the church, like he may be doing illegal things within it allegedly, but I think he found a hustle and it works. I'm worried about the mental health of anybody who is following this man and listening to him preach the word. Number one, who made you a bishop? Because you're not one. I think he just likes the way it. I think he just likes the way it sounds. And if y'all are in the neighborhood that they're talking about, that he is around, and he's coming around wearing what he's wearing with no security, he's a fool. Period. Driving what you drive, wearing what you wear, you're a fool. And that's why people have so many suspicions that this was some sort of inside job, maybe an insurance claim, some type of scam. Auntie Kelly said there's several cases out right now where people are saying stuff. Former parishioners of his, there's a lady even gave him $90,000 of her life savings allegedly, and he was supposed to be using it to buy and renovate a home for her because her credit was bad, and he ended up saying, oh, she gave me that as a donation to my campaign, and he allegedly used it to put it on a down payment on another property. This dude got problems, and anybody looking and seeing him, why are y'all following him? Why does anybody think that this man has anything to offer as far as teaching the word of God? He ain't even living by that. So, and miss me with the pastors and bishops and all them are people too. But yes, you are not going to be perfect, but this is about as far from it as you get.
And let's stop acting like church isn't a hustle. Being a pastor is not a hustle.
It's a hustle, and look at him. He's living a life. Mm-hmm. You and your wife got almost $1 million worth of jewelry on y'all to be stolen one Sunday in church. Y'all look at that. But they got, and in the background did look like it was put up with thumbtacks. He's talking about it's step and repeats. Why you got step and repeats in the back of your church? And then you're bragging with Larry about how much you have. And when Larry started to get back with him and said, well, you tell me how much you've done this, all of a sudden he's quiet. Oh, I don't want to say that. Larry said, you started it. This man really has no receipts, literally, for anything that he should have receipts for.
More tax deductible.
Moving on to a hustle that hopefully she can get together. Chef P. We've seen this lovely young lady all over the internet. She was putting a chokehold on social media with this with this pink sauce. Nobody knew what the sauce was. We just saw her putting it on everything, eating it. And of course, people want to know, what's that all about? She bottled it up. She started selling it. Oh, she used to be a private chef by trade, and she used to make this sauce for her private clients. She used to own a restaurant pre-pandemic, and she started serving it in the restaurant as well. So she bottled it up and started selling it. It started going viral. She was on a live, like we all do lives at some point for business purposes, and they were asking her questions. Someone asked her, is the sauce FDA approved? To which she started saying, why are you asking me if it's FDA approved? It is not a drug. It is not medical related. It's not medication. Why would I need FDA approval? And it was like, poor girl, who gonna tell her? Everybody like, who gonna tell her what FDA stands for? Because clearly she knew the M, but she wasn't too clear on the F. So the Food Drug Administration, she didn't know that that's what they were asking her about. So the answer was no, it's not FDA approved. The internet started eating her up, making fun of her, wondering, is this sauce going to be able to make a recovery? Because she was on the way to already making $1 million. off of her sauce sales. So she was doing really good. Want to know if she's going to be able to recover. Now, I do want to just point this out. Apparently she didn't know what it was, but according to Funky Dineva, he spoke to her, and she is working with an attorney, and they have been in contact with the FDA to try to get her sauce in regulation and FDA approved. So now that she knows better, she's going to try to do better. But this still leaves restaurant, catering, and the sauces that have already been sold. If you work in the restaurant industry, I'm thinking you should know what FDA approval is. How you own to work the restaurant and serve stuff, and you didn't know that. It's a little confusing to me. But do we give her a pass if she gets it together now? That's Kaylee. She's like, nah.
Okay, so two things. Number one, this woman is remedial. So she needs to sit down. I don't even know. Like, I don't think she needs to own a business. But if she does, yeah, she definitely needs to have the proper people behind her to help guide her through that process. Because, yeah, she's not operating on a full with a full deck of cards up there. I saw a little bit of her live. She seemed quite confused. And I would not trust her with serving me anything. Just based on her lack of knowledge of just life and just general things that she should have a command of. That's her. I've seen the pink sauce. It looks disgusting. So to me, if you saw this bright pink milky cream Pepto-Bismol appearing substance, I guess it gets this pink color from dragon fruit. I've actually never had dragon fruit. But I would never want to dip anything in a bright pink cream sauce. So you get what you get if that is something that you're drawn to. Like, I can't see myself dipping like a tomato or a piece of cauliflower or broccoli into a bright pink substance. So
it's very much giving, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Like, ma'am. Now, I'm very much a proponent of people being self-educated. Most of the best cooks in the world are actually home cooks. You don't have to go to the Le Cordon Bleu or Johnson and Wales or AIU in order to be an amazing chef. But for you to have owned a restaurant and to you have been a personal chef, like preparing food for people professionally, there's got to be a certification somewhere, honey boo. And it sounds like you ain't never touched nobody's certification. You probably don't even know how to chop julienne properly. It's very much giving YouTube chef energy. I'm not eating none of that shit. And especially nothing, like you said, that is milky and pink. I don't know how many of the people out there have had Pepto-Bismol before. That shit's nasty. Okay. There have been times in my life where I took it in my youth. I never probably will take it again. The Pepto-Bismol be making your stomach feel worse than it did for the reason that you took it for in the first place. But I also want to talk to the people that was buying it. Y'all, what kind of voted for Trump ass shit is this? Y'all just let people give you and sell you anything, huh? Did y'all look at the ingredients list? Is there one on the bottle in the first place? And supposedly she put out an ingredients list, but it wasn't a full ingredients list. Like, y'all just sitting up here dipping your chicken tenders and your fried scrimps and your extra crispy, extra wet wings into this shit. No. She might be the fool, but I'm coming for the people that bought the shit. If it was a seasoning packet and I could easily take it to some biochemistry lab somewhere and they figure it out, versus this probably pulsated and pushed together and mushed together sauce that they're not gonna be able to put it in no centrifuge and figure out what's going on. Y'all the fools. And if you got a stomach ache as of right now, well, maybe you should actually go get some real Pepto-Bismol. Figure it out. That shit is nasty. No, thank you. I'm good.
Well, that's that on that. She said what she said, and Will Smith, I guess, said what he said.
Oh.
Yes. So Will Smith has issued an apology. He posted a video on his Instagram. It's about 5 minutes long or 6 minutes long. That some deem 3 months too late and perhaps $1 short. He apologized to Chris Rock, his mother, as well as his brother, Chris Rock's brother, Tony Rock, saying he once had a close relationship to Tony, and now he feels that their relationship might be irreparable at this point. Which he's probably right about that. He also apologized to Questlove, who was the winner for the category of which Chris Rock was presenting at the time of the slap. So I don't know. I watched the apology. I've watched it a couple times now. On a scale of 1 to 10, the apology in and of itself, I thought was a decent apology. I gave it a rating of 8. I'm not sure though. And what he said, it should have taken 3 months to come up with that apology. Like it was not like earth shattering or any kind of like, I don't know, grand conclusions that he came to. It was pretty straightforward. One thing I did find interesting about his apology was the concept of him saying that he is remorseful and he is willing to sit in that feeling of remorse, but does not want to sit in the feeling of shame. I did think that was interesting. I mean, I do feel like he should be ashamed of himself because he slapped a grown man on live TV. However, sitting with shame can be very, very damaging. And there is a difference in being apologetic and remorseful and feeling shame. And I think that's something that is worth exploring, not just for Will Smith, but in general as a concept overall. I don't know. How do y'all feel about his apology? Too late?
I mean, what did Five Fingers say to the face in 5 minutes? I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's not, okay, so, all right, you're apologetic and you did the public thing. Well, for me, it very much feels like y'all figured it out in private and said, oh, no, sir, you're going to go up on somebody's stage and you're going to say sorry, okay? Jada said something before you did. I think it was like maybe a month afterwards. She got up on her red table and started talking about how she hopes they can reconcile and all kind of la. You know, I don't know. I forgot how many bags got taken behind this stuff. I know Tony Rocket got up on his show and was like, nope, not today, not doing it. We won't and will not and didn't. I feel like this is just some Hollywood foolishness. Y'all have fun, enjoy yourselves. I don't know, get a cocktail on the way out. I don't know what the point was. I really don't. I don't understand. I'm confused.
And he did say he reached out to Chris Rock, and that he heard back that Chris Rock was not ready to respond to him. So yeah, I mean, I get you. I do feel like it was a bit performative. But honestly,
and didn't Kevin Hart bring a goat out named it Will Smith on stage to one of Chris Rock's events, and then the goat shit on the stage? Listen.
Oh no.
That's yeah, he brought up a goat because he was calling him the goat and then name it Will. Yes. And the goat did shit all over the stage. Absolutely correct. Yes. And then Chris kind of was like, can you take this goat? And he was like, no, I bought you the goat for real. It's yours. He's like, I have an apartment. This goat cannot come home with me. But either way, the apology. I agree. I think the apology, as far as apologies go, was a solid apology. It hit the points you're supposed to hit in an apology. And he apologized. I kind of felt like it was because like maybe he's been reaching out behind the scenes, and Chris, rightfully so, has said, I'm just not ready to have that conversation with you yet. And maybe he felt like, well, it's been so long, let me say something publicly because people are going to be thinking I'm just out here not, acknowledging this. So perhaps that was part of it. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe he just didn't give a fuck until now. Maybe he still don't, but his people were saying, look, we got these projects coming out. We need you to apologize so we can still do good at the box office. Either way, the apology is out there. If and when Chris is ever ready to talk to him, we'll see. I do know that Tony Rock was really upset because him and Will have worked together. Mm-hmm. on their TV shows and stuff. So they did have a good relationship, and that's pretty much ruined now. Hey, you got slapped. You can't take it back. He apologized. I think the best thing that either of them that they can do right now is either just leave each other alone completely and just never speak again, or eventually come out with a project together that's gonna make all the money because people gonna want to see them on screen together. That's what I think.
Okay.
So, but apologies. I think it was good.
Somebody else needs an apology though.
Mhm.
Griner. She's been in jail in Russia for 158 days, and if I add 3, because this article is from 3 days ago, now 161 days. She's in a detention center in Russia on charges of possession of having cannabis oil, which they're trying to say that it was medical cannabis oil, and that she doesn't. There were some things that she signed that she didn't understand since she's been there. Obviously, Vladimir Putin knows that he has essentially a bargaining chip at this point, and there's a possibility that Joe Biden will be agreeing to exchange a Russian captive, I guess you could call it, that we have named Victor Bout, in exchange for the release of Brittany Griner. Victor Bout is actually a potentially convicted international arms dealer, meaning that he's been selling guns on the black market. But I think it's really, really interesting that this young lady has been being held for this amount of time and is now being used as a bargaining chip. And we know full well if she was somebody else and happened to have, a set of something and a stick hanging betwixt her thighs, this might be a little bit different. It's really, really sad to watch. Her wife has been doing the best that she can. She tried to wait it out as far as coming to the media, but she had to because the U.S. government was not doing enough. So now potentially Uncle Sleepy Joe Biden, who also recently tested positive for COVID again, is saying that he may be willing to exchange one of Russia's prisoners with Vladimir Putin and the Russian government to get Brittany Griner back. How would y'all feel, if this was your family member?
I mean, for me, if it was my family member, I want them to do whatever they need to do to get her back or him or her back. Would it not be in my family member, or if I was a family member of one of the other, I think they said 8 U.S. citizens that have been over there for a long time locked up, and if I was one of them citizens, I'd be looking around like, wait, hold up, she just got here. We've been over here. We don't have like a first come first serve trade thing. Like why is she getting traded and we gotta still sit over here? And if I was their family members, I would have those questions too. I do know that some of those people committed like real crimes, like serious dangerous crimes or something, allegedly. I don't know, but that's from what I read. But I would still have that question. Also, my issue with this is y'all about to do all this, including trading war criminals to get somebody back. Well, we got people locked up right here in the U.S. for the exact same thing, and they gonna stay locked up. But we saying it's wrong for her to get locked up for it in Russia. But it's okay for us to keep locking people up and giving them unfair sentences for possession charges here. Interesting. So if I was all those family members, I would have questions about those. So are we about to start letting our family members and loved ones out on U.S. soil for having little pieces of something that is similar to what we want Brittany to come back for? And are we about to lock Brittany ass up over here? Or is she just going to be free? Like, these are just questions I would want to know. Like, how does this work to make it fair?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an argument that can be made for what is fair and what's equitable. I will say this. I think it's sad. I mean, the whole situation is sad. The fact that she is a professional athlete in America. I mean, let's talk about why she was even in Russia. She was in Russia to play basketball to supplement her income because WNBA players do not make anything close to what NBA players make at all. Like, can we get a Title IX for women's sports? I know the soccer players recently had a suit or claims that they wanted additional pay. Going back in history, Serena and Venus had to cape for getting equal pay. I mean, they were bringing in the numbers as well, but they also had to fight that fight. I think it is sad that an American basketball player has to go overseas to play basketball so that they can have the life that they want, the lifestyle that they want. With that being said, get some better people behind you. Why are you signing anything that you can't read or understand? Why aren't people breaking down the rules? Okay, people are like, oh, it's just cannabis oil, it's just this, it's just that. Okay, it's just not our country either. So they have their laws that they abide by. You need to abide by those laws if you're going to be in that country. Point blank, period. You need to have everybody, okay, you're going to play in China, you're going to play in Russia, you're going to play in Belgium. These are the rules, these are the parameters. Do not bring X, Y, and Z. Medicinal marijuana only applies from whatever state that you got the medicinal marijuana in. It's not an international thing that applies everywhere you go. So just word to the wise. I know Americans, we feel like, oh, well, why are they being so mean? Okay, no, it's their country. It's governed in accordance to how they want it governed, and you have to respect it. Point blank, period. But I do hope that she gets out. I do think, there is no need for someone to be incarcerated, whether it's here or in Russia, that long for, medicinal cannabis.
That part.
So, someone else who's also locked up, R. Kelly. So his sister's been yapping. So R. Kelly's sisters went on Good Morning Britain, apparently because they knew not to bring that shit stateside or say this shit stateside, to say that they felt that R. Kelly's 30-year prison sentence was racist. They went on to call his victims bitter. And they stated just because R. Kelly was found guilty, it doesn't mean that he was guilty. That R. Kelly had no reason to hold anyone hostage because, the ladies love R. Kelly. They did admit that R. Kelly was into younger women, but denied saying that he was with underaged women. When asked about Aaliyah specifically, they denied or declined commenting on that. But they did say that the only victim here in this circumstance is R. Kelly. Ridiculous. If you saw sisters, you wouldn't be surprised that such ridiculousness will come out of someone who looks like that mouth. They should be ashamed of themselves for even have the audacity. That is your brother. I don't know. Isn't it something that they said that R. Kelly was molested by one of his sisters? Was it a sister or an aunt? I can't remember.
And I probably thought for his one of his older sisters.
Okay. So I'm not sure if, one of the perverts were part of this gaggles. 3 sisters. I didn't even know he had sisters like that. Again, certain things you should keep to yourself. It is your brother. You can be sad for your brother, I guess. However, if it was my family members and accused of such not even accused, now convicted of such heinous, disgusting acts that we have all known about for years, decades, going back into the 90s, keep it to yourself. Again, another place where you should be, exploring your thoughts on a Chase lounge somewhere with your therapist, not on Good Morning Britain. That's how I feel about it. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I guess when a woman's fed up, she got to say something. I agree. I don't have much to say about this. We have video proof of this man peeing on a young girl. Everybody that was around him should also be getting sentenced. Every parent that brought one of their daughters to him to be victimized. Every person that has tried to corroborate, quote unquote, his lack of guilt, y'all need to be locked up too for whatever level of spiritual perjury that you're doing. Everybody need to go to jail. Everybody need the moldy bologna sandwich. 2 hots and a cot. Everybody need to be locked up. Somebody call Akon because we definitely need to get everybody locked up. Period.
Where I'm at, first of all, they done said these girls ain't even his sisters. They done said that their last name is Kelly. They may have some sort of relationship, but these are not even his biological sisters, allegedly. And I think because we were all wondering, is one of these the one that you know did him? But they were saying that these may not even be his sisters. These are people that have been popping up randomly, kind of doing this song and dance over and over again. But the thing about it, it's not helping him at all. So, I think somebody needs to step in on his behalf and say, look, can y'all please stop doing this? Because it's really doing more harm than good with this story. It was a ridiculous interview because y'all never going to answer any of the questions that the people really want to know. Like you said, Aaliyah, we don't know anything about that. So we don't want to talk about that. But what y'all here to talk about? And then one of the sisters just looked so uncomfortable and was like back in the back behind, like a little bit withdrawn from them and didn't really say much. And then the one in the front with the crazy wig just kept talking. It just was pretty ridiculous. It put me in the mind frame of when he had them two girls, Azriel and what's the other one's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about, the two girlfriends that was living with him. How he had them paraded up there doing those interviews, faking the phone. It reminded me of that, but like 40 years later. It was ridiculous. There's no defending anything. Like they were saying stuff like to the effect what did she say? He asked him about him being guilty. She was like, he was found guilty. That doesn't mean he is guilty. Well, what do you mean?
Get your fake JD Having ass off camera.
She was saying there's been no proof. And I'm like, are we gonna act like the tape don't exist? There's video footage of you doing these things. Like it happened. So yeah, anyway, that's all I gotta say on that. It was pretty freaking ridiculous. We need a ban on R. Kelly, and I think they're talking about a ban on some other things.
Yeah, so the House of Representatives did pass a ban on assault weapons. The bill will go on to the Senate, where it will undoubtedly face its ultimate death. For the bill to pass in the Senate, it would require 10 Republicans at least to vote in its favor, which we all know that pigs will have to fly before that happens. How do y'all feel about it? Is another performative political campaign in light of the upcoming elections? How do y'all feel about this? Because that's how I feel.
Definitely could be it. I'm actually coming around to the other side with this because I'm all about Second Amendment right and everything, but I'm really starting to hear and understand people's thoughts on, do you really need these kind of guns? And although I still stand on, y'all can pass as many laws as you want, that ain't gonna stop the criminals from getting the stuff because they're not getting it legally anyway. But I do think that it is something to make it illegal so that if people are found with them and are caught with them, they can be prosecuted for having them. So I do think it's probably a little performative. They start getting real giddy with all the stuff that they're going to present and say they're going to pass and they don't ever pass, and get everybody excited and get them to voting and believing in them. So we'll see what actually comes to fruition here. It sounds good. We'll see if it actually happens.
I will still be having a shotgun, a pistol, and whatever is available to me. America, period. Because like she said, criminals are not going to stop getting guns, and I'm not going to play games. It would be different if we were at a different point in history in America, but things have gotten too out of control. There's no way to control guns at this point in this country. The only way to control guns is stop manufacturing them. And even then, who would be put in task to destroy the guns that are already available? And who do we trust with that? So I just, we've seen other countries successfully ban weapons. If I'm not mistaken, they're banned in the UK and New Zealand and a couple other countries. But the populations there are significantly smaller. And they, for whatever reason, got better manners than we do. Americans just like being rambunctious. So we just like to be rambunctious out here. It is what it is.
Well, the guns is going to stay popping and look like lip glosses out here popping too.
Listen, all of you all who love a good 2 for $20, you're going to be able to get some $20 lip gloss out here too. Applebee's has actually created chicken wing lip gloss in 4 fancy flavors. very much close to our hearts over here at Extra Crispy, Extra Wet podcast. Um, there's actually going to be 4 flavors. They're based off of wing sauces inspired by Applebee's chicken wing sauces. And the actual sauces are going to have a bit of wing flavor and spice in them, which means it might plump some of y'all lips up, get you ready to kiss some ass. It's mentions here that, you know, wings are one of the most popular menu items. And so they actually partner with a company called Winky Lux to create these lip glosses inspired by 4 of the most popular wing sauces available at Young Applebee's here. Kicking off the 4 glosses is Get Me Hot Buffalo. It's described as a creamy coral that packs hot buffalo spice. Also, Sweet Chili Kiss is colored as a deep, rich red kiss with a hint of fine golden chili specks. Be My Honey Pepper is described as a gorgeous golden honey spice gloss with shimmering flecks. And finally, Honey Barbecue Tea is a shiny, smoky barbecue hue with a side of honey sweetness. It's making me hungry. The CEO and co-founder of Winky Lux, Natalie Mackey, said, "What could be more genuine and fun than spicing up a kiss with our delicious saucy gloss? We love adding a playful touch of everyday beauty. This collaboration captures the cutting-edge product innovation and playful spirit of the brand." Those of you all that got a little coin and you want to cough it up, all 4 glosses can be purchased individually for $18 or as a 4-piece combo. Okay, get a 4-piece wing combo for $65 exclusively at winkylux.com. Ladies, y'all gonna go cop your favorite lip gloss? You ready to kiss them up with a little bit of buffalo spiciness?
Hell no. I'm not buying that shit. I'm not putting. I have no desire to put chicken wing flavored gloss on my lips. That is not appealing to me. I don't think anybody want to kiss that. I don't want to kiss that. I don't want to smell that under my nose all day, smelling chicken wing flavored and hot shit. Now I will say, if it got a little kick in it, it might give you a little plumping action. If you want your lips to have a little plumping effect, it may do that. The colors, sound beautiful. I saw pictures of them. They look really nice. They look, well packaged and everything. But we got enough stereotypes to deal with. I'm not trying to be the fat black woman out here smelling like chicken all day, and somebody come up around me and be like, even her mouth smell like chicken. Like, no.
Yeah, I think it would make me nauseous, like walking around having to smell that all day. Also, like, yeah, who wants to be walking around like with chicken grease on your lips? Like, that's disgusting. Also, didn't even realize Applebee's had different flavor sauce wings. Didn't even know that. I guess that would be why we do not eat there. Yeah, I think it's gross. I would be personally offended if anyone came close to me. Number 1, talking in my face, smelling like chicken grease or hot sauce. 2, okay, we live in Georgia, right? Some of my hair products attract bees and nature and all of that. The last thing I need is a wasp to be attracted to the honey scent of my chicken battered lips. Like, no, man.
Oh, chicken battered?
That is not the plumping action I need in my life at all. Disgusting. So, yeah. Nah. Hard pass.
I think the product is racist, but that's a whole other conversation for another day.
All right. Well, that brings us to the bottom of the show. That was a good menu. Thank you, ladies, for all that great commentary. We are here to remind y'all, because we do like to encourage everyone to read and exercise your mind throughout the year, whether it's virtually or if you like the old school like me and have the book in your hand. We do a book of the month every month, and we're at the end of this month. So, Kirby, if you remind people, what was the book of the month for July?
Book of the month for July is Why I Love Black Women by Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, talking about his experience as a Black man growing up with Black women supporting him throughout his academic career and his personal life as well. It's an amazing read. Definitely go pick it up at any of your favorite bookstores. You can get audio version, you can get a digital version, or as Auntie Nick said, get you an original, good old smelling bound book. But again, that is Why I Love Black Women by Dr. Michael Eric Dyson.
All right, y'all, we're coming up on a new month. So every month we need a new book. If you wrote a book, if you know somebody who wrote a book and you want it to be featured as book of the month, please connect with us and let us know. Also, if you have any suggestions of just books that you've read or want to read that you feel will be a good fit for that category, let us know. We're open. We're always looking for good reads. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Sometimes you go get your food, you pay for it, you sit down, you're ready to eat it, you open up, you take a bite, and your fries ain't even hot. You got to do a return. We like to call them let goes. Who has a let go this week?
I have a let go. I'm letting go of procrastination, but I'm gonna need procrastination to let go of me first.
Come on.
Woo! In the name of Jesus.
I've been trying. I don't know. Just shout out to everybody out there who has a hard time just sitting their ass down and focusing and knocking out what they need to knock out. But I do. I mean, procrastination is a bitch. So yeah, I'm letting that go.
Absolutely. I'm here for it. In agreement. I'm pushing
Send some of that my way. Send some of that my way. I think I'm
Hey.
yeah. I need that too.
Period.
Whew, all right, procrastination. We letting it go, y'all, in the name of Jesus.
Absolutely.
All right. Sometimes we go to the function, you get your food. Got a lot of abundance because we're about abundance over here. So what do we need to do? We need to wrap it up, put in some good old aluminum foil, styrofoam box, something like that. Put it in the refrigerator, eat on it through the week. We like to call that our to-go box, something we want to leave you with. Anybody have anything for the to-go box this week for the end of July?
Considering that we let go of procrastination, the to-go box is execution. Sit down with yourself, make the necessary plans. Don't overthink, but make the necessary plans, and remember that every step of execution is about the next step. Don't always think about all the things that you got to do this week, what you got to do tomorrow morning, what you got to do right now to get prepared for tomorrow. But remember that nothing gets done without execution, without follow through. So this week, y'all, take that in your to-go box, wrap that up in some aluminum foil, execution, moving through the process, taking the necessary steps.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Letting go of procrastination, embracing, taking the next step, not being overwhelmed with the whole process. Can you take your next step?
That's it.
I have a story that goes with that, but I'll save it till next week.
Okay, I'm here for it.
All right. Kirby, let everybody know where they can connect with the aunties.
Absolutely. Obviously, we thank you all so much for continuing to rock with us. You can follow us on Instagram at Extra Crispy Extra Wet, spelled phonetically in Standard American English. You can also email us your comments, questions, concerns, and emotional outbursts to hello@extracrispyextrawet.com. Like Auntie Nick said, if you have book suggestions, guest suggestions, or just any ideas or things that you want to share with the aunties, hit us up, hello@extracrispyextrawet.com. Make sure that you participate during our active seasons on Extra Wet Wednesdays, which happens on IG Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. That's Extra Wet Wednesdays, which is an extension of the podcast. We talk about a few of the topics that we talked about on the podcast and maybe some new ones that we let you all participate. Auntie Nick is our illustrious host there. And again, just thank you all for continuing to rock with us, continuing to enjoy. We're really excited to continue to bring you amazing, extra crispy, extra wet content. Hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday.
That's right. All right. Are all hearts and minds clear?
Clear.
Absolutely.
Whoo. All right. Striker good too?
Yes, he is in his corner.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us again. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you came here with us. We appreciate that. We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you next week. Until then, y'all know we don't say goodbye here. We keep it straight Atlanta, and we say,
I
hate this, y'all.